What's up, y'all? Back with another episode. Amateurs, real stories, real situations, real talk. Today we got, one of Chicago's very own Miles Reynolds with us, man. Who's done a lot of amazing things on and off the court, man. So thank you for joining us. And how's everything been going with you?
Oh man, thank you guys for having me. I always want to support my friends. Jaron and Bryce, you guys had two great high school and college careers. I'm excited to catch up with you guys on this podcast.
For sure.
Appreciate it. I mean, this is dope. I was talking to Jaron earlier about just like how big Chicago basketball is and how we all like play for the same teams, are in the same circles. And I was just looking forward to being able to catch up to you, somebody who was in that older class that we were looking up to growing up. So I'm excited for this.
Yep. No, yeah, Chicago basketball it's all like a family. Sure. No matter what age you are, what age group you were playing in, we were all in those gyms grinding together. I can't even tell you about those late nights we were in the park, beating up on each other, back over practices, getting ready for the EYBL circuit. So it's something about Chicago basketball that really just brings people together, really for life.
Yeah, definitely. So what you been up to, man? Lately with the quarantine, everything been going on. What you been up to lately, though?
Man, quarantine obviously it's been tough for a lot of people, but I've been able to kind of get myself going. I got a few new business ventures. I put out a shoe recently in September through my sister's shoe line, her first men's shoe. Over the quarantine, I was interning with my dad's investment banking company, Loop Capital, and I just recently got hired a few weeks back. So,
congrats, man!
Yeah, congrats on that.
Thank you. So, I'm headquartered out of the LA office right now. So, just trying to get my spot together. I moved in about first day of October, so things are still getting settled. Can't really go back to the norm right now. I think we're going into a second shutdown, which I'm in favor of. Obviously, it's going to hurt a lot of businesses and small businesses, but, it got to be done. The safety of our people is worth more than, any capital or any business venture.
1,000%. Before we get, into the episode, we do have a game on our show called the 1 minute warm up. So I have about 10 to 11 questions for you, right?
Okay.
Jan's gonna have a 1 minute timer. You got one skip, and of course, the goal is to get through all the questions before the time runs out. So here we go.
All right, let's do it on the spot.
All right, you ready, Jan?
Yep.
All right, here we go. All right, what's the best arena you've ever played in?
The best arena, Kansas.
Favorite sneaker to hoop in?
Favorite sneaker, Jordan 11.
Who was your first coach?
First coach, Miss Foster.
Favorite artist of all time?
Favorite artist of all time, Drake.
Favorite brand to wear off the court?
Off the court. Athletic wise?
Anything,
Gucci.
Okay.
30 seconds.
What's one thing besides your phone that you can't live without?
Soul food.
Favorite place to visit?
LA, even though I live here now, I'm still in LA.
15 seconds.
Who did you model your game after growing up?
Try to be like Steph every time I could.
Best player you ever played against?
Best player, Devin Booker.
And best coach you ever had?
Time.
All right, you said Miss Foster?
Yep.
She gonna love that. And we were literally just talking about all the nicknames that she gave to all the players.
Oh man. Oh man. But nah, bro. Let's dive into it though, man. Who put the ball in your hands, and then where did your love, for the game originate from?
Miss Foster. I think I probably was about 6-7 years old when I first started working with Miss Foster. My parents were always so busy with work and, providing for the family that they couldn't really, teach me basketball. So they would just drop me off with Miss Foster for hours and hours and hours a day. And then she would kill me. She would, you guys know Miss Foster. She'll curse me out
for sure.
And like, she just taught me how to develop such thick skin.
Yes.
You know, because it's just all tough love. You know, at the end of the day, I knew she loved me more than, you know, a lot of people did that would show fake love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Miss Foster knows she always got a special place in my heart. She taught me the game. She taught me how to be mentally strong during times of adversity. So I got to give her the credit to me getting the places basketball took me.
I agree, man. You hit it right on the head. I just talked to her a couple weeks ago about all that. Like she, you know, one of the most loving people I've ever met. But when you're younger, you do not feel that it's like, man, this lady hate me. Like, I know for myself, I try everything to skip practice. I like stay in the bathroom for 30 minutes. I'm crying, all type of stuff. But like,
I used to go home crying, man, telling my mom I'm not going back. I quit basketball, all type of stuff.
Seriously, bro.
Man, bro. Yeah,
like
I mean,
I was gonna say, like you said, looking back on it, even off the court stuff, you know, just building that thick skin and that work ethic too is. I definitely credit her for that.
No, definitely.
I was gonna say, if you were a hooper, you definitely know, you know, from Chicago, Miss Foster, man. Shout out to Miss Foster. Yeah, she worked with a lot of people that's, you know, doing a lot of big things now too on the court. Sure.
I also got to give credit to my man Nick and Mike Irvin, though.
Yeah.
I can't let them go under the table. Shout out to Coach Ty Slaughter as well.
For sure.
You know, I've been blessed to have been coached by a lot of the best coaches in the city that the city has to offer. So I don't take that for granted.
Yeah. And with that being said, that, you know, that transitions me into, you know, our next question. What does basketball, you know, mean to Chicago?
Basketball is like, I feel like it's the heart and soul of Chicago. You know, it brings a lot of people together. It builds a lot of relationships. You know, some of my best friends today, Jaleel, Paul, McKinley, those are all Chicago basketball players that I met, you know, 8th grade AAU and went to high school together. So, you know, Chicago basketball is more than just a game. It's more like a lifestyle, I feel like.
Sure. That's a great point.
Definitely. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say for the listeners that's listening that know you, Miles, they know you a shot maker, man. So I was gonna ask you who taught you how to shoot, man. You know, you one of the best 3-pointers to come out of CPS.
Yeah.
So,
oh man, I don't know if I can really credit one specific coach. I kind of would just credit all of them for just making me get in the gym every day.
Yeah.
I kind of was just born with a natural touch, kind of that you can't really teach. And then the repetitions would just get me, you know, give me more confidence. You know, allow me to feel comfortable on the court to take and make those shots because, you know, making shots is really mental. You know, anybody can go out there in an empty gym and, you know, hit 80% of their shots and being able to carry that to the game. You know, you got to have a certain level of confidence. You can't be out there timid. So I really have had great coaches that allowed me to go play my game. You know, Coach Stoudemire, Coach Kruger.
Yep.
Those are coaches that really encourage you to go out there and do what you can do. And at the same time, if you're not producing, you're going to be on the bench.
Right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But they're going to give you the confidence to go put points on the board.
I mean, as a player, that's all you can ask for. Just the opportunity to be out there, and a coach that, you know, has confidence in you. That's all you can ask for. Yeah. But staying on the topic of Chicago basketball, let's talk about the city tournament for a minute. I know that's going back to how I started this episode off. Like, I remember growing up, like, that's like a whole event. Like, college players coming back from school, everybody in the city packed into Chicago State, and you also had, you know, some big games, you know, on that floor. So can you talk a bit about the city tournament, and you guys won how many city championships?
We won my junior year. We beat Morgan Park.
Yeah, I remember that.
A double overtime. It was a crazy game at Chicago State. Then my senior year, we lost to Curie I think that might have been 4 or 5 overtimes.
Is that when you had the patch over your eye? I remember that.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep, I had. We played Morgan Park in the semifinal.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie, little Charlie Moore, shout out to little Charlie. We're going for a loose ball, and the back of his head hits the front of my head, splits me open. I had to get plastic surgery right after the game. And then the doctor told me I shouldn't play. I got to let the surgery heal. But the games is back to back.
Right.
Like, man, I'm not missing the championship game or a little surgery. So, I think over the course of my basketball career, I just loved the moment. I just love those big moments. Even though I was on the team with the number 1 player in the nation, Paul White, another, could have been McDonald's All-American, LJ Peak, great Georgetown career, now playing overseas in Japan. They always gave me the confidence to take the last shot. And in the city tournaments, I would just they would go in. I was fortunate for those moments and my teammates instilling that confidence in me.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say that the Curie game I remember went to like 2 or 3 overtimes. It was
the Curie game was 4 or 5.
Yeah, bro.
I think it was 4. 4 overtimes. It was crazy. Ja fouled out in the first overtime. Paul fouled in the second, and then we were just like, man, we can't take on Big Cliff.
Man,
not those two. So they ended up getting us.
Imagine y'all open gyms, bro. That had to be crazy. All the coaches coming in and see you guys, bro. I know that was crazy.
Man, our open gyms, you would think it's Peach Jam. We'd have Coach K, Coach Calipari, Billy Donovan when he was in Florida, Mark Few, just you name it, they were there. Sean Miller, all the scene. We would go out there and compete. We would treat each open gym like it was a real game, and it was just so fun because everybody wanted to win each game. Everybody was so competitive. Yeah. We'll be out there. We'll forget the coaches. We'll forget the coaches. We'll start fighting almost.
It's like that. It's definitely like that.
It definitely not like that.
Yeah, bro. That's dope.
Yeah. I was gonna say, part of the amateurs is just, making sure we educate, the generation under us. So what advice do you have for, the high school or the grammar school athletes, trying to figure out what high school they should go to, AAU program? Like, what advice do you have for them?
I think the best advice I can offer young kids growing up is, we're in an era right now where so much is focused around social media, so much is focused around the internet and what others perceive of you. It was kind of around when we were in high school. I know you guys are a couple years younger than me, but for the most part, if you could hoop, they would find you. You didn't have to worry about, getting a mixtape out. You didn't have to worry about how many followers you had. Like a lot of these kids are so focused on. So if I had to just give any advice, I would just say, just go out there and hoop, work on your game. When it comes to choosing a school, whether that be elementary school, high school, college, at the end of the day, it's about your growth, where you see yourself and where the school sees you and the potential that you have and can offer the school. So, you got to be selfish with your decisions. Yes. As much as you might want to play with, your best friend, go to high school with your best friend and, be teammates with them, it might not be best for your career. So I would say that just be a little selfish.
Yeah. Both of us are pretty selfless people, and that's kind of been our detriment when it comes to like the decision making as far as like choosing schools and stuff. So I definitely want to stress that, like, it's okay to be selfish in this situation. Like,
right, exactly.
Man, this is
right. Sorry to cut you off, Bryce. And then once you get to the school, you got to put your ego aside. You got to work with your teammates because at the end of the day, that's all you got.
Yeah.
You got to go to practice every day, ready to work. You got to instill that confidence so your coach can trust you. Another piece of advice: if your coach can't trust you off the court, and I realized this not until college they can't play you. You know, they have to trust you on and off the court in order to have that real relationship. And so you guys can go out there and win championships. The coach can put any 5 players on the court and lose games, but you're only going to win and win championships the right way if everybody's bought in and everybody can trust everybody.
Yep.
That's a fact. That's a
fair
fact.
point.
And on the same note, what factors did you take into account when you were choosing your college?
Man, well, I went to 3 different schools, so it was tough. Going into St. Louis, I wanted to go to a school where I could, you know, have the ability or the opportunity to play right away. So that was important for me. So I went to St. Louis. I was able to play a little bit my freshman year. Sophomore year, I was starting. You know, we had a coaching change, so then I elected to transfer to Pacific, and that decision was 100% due to Coach Damon Stoudemire. I knew literally nothing about the University of Pacific. I went out there, visited, and committed on the spot. Just I felt so comfortable being around him.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma, that was probably my toughest decision I ever had to make, leaving Coach Stoudemire. We have a real relationship past basketball, kind of like father-son. So, you know, that conversation was tough. You know, my first 3 years playing, I never got to go to the NCAA tournament. You know, I wasn't really winning like how I was in high school. So, you know, for my grad year, I had to be selfish. I had to make that decision on my own. So I entered the transfer portal and, you know, took this to Oklahoma, and I loved it. You know, Coach Kruger expressed the vision to me. I was able to play 25 minutes a game and impact a team that, you know, made it to the NCAA tournament, even won a game. So,
Yeah. Before we go forward, can you talk a bit about how important your relationship is with your coach?
Which one?
I mean, you talked about how, you know, like you and Stoudemire were close, and
yeah,
I mean, just in general, when you're choosing a school, just take into account like how close you are with the head coach. You should definitely be speaking to them throughout the process.
Yeah,
and things like that.
No, it makes a huge difference. In high school, I was so close to Coach Slaughter, Coach Mike and Nick, that when I got to St. Louis, it was a complete 180. Our coach, you know, he was business as usual. I'll see you at practice, but outside of practice,
that's it.
You're on your own. Don't get in trouble. You know, keep your grades up, but outside of practice, you probably won't be hearing from me or seeing me.
Yeah.
So it was a real, you know, business-oriented relationship. So that was a real change for me that I had to adjust to. And I didn't really like it. You know, to be honest, I didn't really like it. I like having a good relationship with my coach where I can talk to them about my issues off the court. You know, if something's going on, you know, maybe with my family or something I just got to talk to. Yeah. You know, I couldn't really do that with them. So that was another reason why I really wanted to get a little change of scenery, change of environment, and switch it up.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, talk a little bit about your experience under Damon Stoudemire, man. We know he's a great basketball mind, great coach, you know, great player in the NBA. So can you talk about what you learned from him and everything?
Man, Coach Stoudemire, that took me back to them Coach Foster. Man, when I tell y'all them practices.
Like that?
Man, Coach Stoudemire don't play. He don't play wrong. But he's the type of guy, you know, during practice, he's going to be on you. He's going to get on you. Every single play, he's going to get on you. But outside those lines, he loves you like a son. He's going to really make sure you're good in every aspect of life. And, you know, that meant a lot to me. You know, my time at Pacific, you know, he expressed during my redshirt year that I was going to be working harder than probably I ever worked before, and he was right. Every day he had me, you know, weight room, 6 a.m., you know, before practice, reps, during practice, scout team, no breaks. after practice, extra conditioning, game days, conditioning before the game, sometimes. So like it was real work, and that led to me my redshirt junior year, just going out there with so much confidence. I just felt like I could tackle anything. I was ready to take on anybody, no matter who we played. And without that, I would have never had the opportunity to go to a Big 12 school.
Right.
Without Coach Stoudemire, those doors would have never opened for me.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Like you said, you were able to go to Oklahoma. I had the opportunity to play in there this past year. We almost beat them. I'm gonna throw that out.
I was following along. I was like, man, they might do it.
Yeah, man. But what was that? Going from mid-major to like a high major, like one of the top programs in the country,
Big
12 in
the
tournament. Can you just talk more about that experience? Because I didn't get to live it.
Yeah.
So I got to live through you right here. What was that like?
Man, it was different. The major difference between playing at a mid-major to a high major school would be the preparation going into it. At mid-major schools, you could kind of go out and you could kind of get by on ability and talent, so to speak. But, in those big conferences like the Big 12, there's a lot of one and dones. There's a lot of this and the third. There's talent everywhere. Sure. So you got to really, you got to break up that film. Where can I get this competitive advantage over my, opponent? What is my opponent like doing that I can, maybe get a hand in the passing lane, get a steal? What can I do to cut off their go-to move? So I was watching a lot of film, on the planes to the game, coming home, planes from the game, chopping up film with coach. Pretty much every day I'll go to coach's office, we'll watch practice, chop it up, what I did well, what I didn't do well, and what I need to work on. So I kind of think the main difference was, just putting talent completely aside, because I knew everybody could do what I could do, at that level. It'd be the little things that separated me and get me on the court.
A lot of preparation.
Yeah, a lot of preparation.
Yep.
That's a great point.
Even in my diet, like for that course of, I think I was at Oklahoma for a total of around 9 months. And like from day one, they had me on a, this type of diet, eating this and drinking this before practice. After practice, you're eating this, so your body feels right, at all times. You never felt sluggish. There would be some days where, just like everybody, but the preparation would eliminate, most of that.
Yeah, you could pretty much see that too from like me and Bryce playing at mid majors, playing high majors, body wise. That's I'll say that's one of the big differences too. Like me just being at a mid major,
right. Yeah. And that's no to mid majors. High major schools obviously have more fun.
Yeah,
they have more money that they can do things like that. They can hire,
nutritionists and stuff.
They can have a different weight program for you. Like
right.
My weight program was all tailored
strictly,
made to me and what I needed. I was already 22 years old. I didn't need to worry about, building strength. I didn't have to worry about doing all the things that, you have to do as a freshman. It was more like maintain and do everything that I needed to do, movement wise. Where do I struggle on the court? Do I need better hip mobility?
The details,
just real detail oriented.
Yeah, for sure. So out of your whole college career, man, what was your favorite college memory?
Favorite college memory, man. I don't know. Oh well, definitely beating Ole Miss in the tournament.
That's what I expected.
Definitely beating Ole Miss in the tournament. That was special. My teammates gave me the honor of, stamping the ticket on the board.
Yeah.
Moved on to play Virginia. That ultimately ended up winning it all. I have to say that's my number one favorite memory. And then also as a college athlete, everybody loves winning on the road. It's
no better feeling.
Going in, taking over somebody's trap and just, dominating.
Best feeling ever.
Yeah.
All right, so let's circle to the brand, man. I know you're doing some things, you mentioned earlier off the court as well. So for all the listeners, Miles and his sister has a brand, Kendall Miles, in which everyone been posting on social media. So can you talk about the brand, the idea, and the role you're playing in that as well?
Yeah. First and foremost, I got to shout out everybody that supported in any way, whether I was purchasing a shoe, posting the shoe, inquiring about the shoe. Nothing goes unnoticed. And the shoe itself, man, it was such a process. We started working on it like right when I was getting into Oklahoma, so like fall 2018.
Wow.
And I, being in season, you can't really work on it like that. I was, we transfer ideas here and there, but the process was just so long. You got to sketch the shoe. Our manufacturers in Italy. You got to go to the manufacturer. You got to make sure everything's right. If something's not how you like, you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to do this, that, and the other. You got to get samples. You got to test them out. You got to make sure they fit. You can't have, people out here with busted shoes.
Right.
You got to make sure the quality is, second to none. So that process alone was special. We dropped the shoe around, I think it was September 20th. So almost 2 months ago. And, we produced 80 pairs of shoes. It sold out. So that was a big blessing. And, I'm getting all these notifications that I got to go back to the drawing board first. So, hopefully in the next couple of months, I'll have some free time to just, start getting that going with my sister and putting that in the works.
That's dope. Congrats again on that.
Appreciate that, man.
I was gonna say, man, that's exciting, man. You building something with your sister too. No better feeling, doing stuff with your family. But are there any other projects that the listeners can be on the lookout for, in the near future?
Oh man, I've recently been employed by Loop Capital. That's another brand that's in the family. Shout out to my dad, Jim Reynolds, CEO and founder. So. We've got a lot in the works right now. I can't talk too much on, but just be on the lookout for that. I'll probably say within the next couple months.
Okay. Pretty soon, man. Pretty soon.
Oh, it's coming soon. Don't worry.
For sure. But I mean, last question as always. Do you have a quote or mantra that you want to share with the audience that you live by?
I do. Success is the greatest revenge.
Okay. I like that. Let the success do the talking.
I love success, man. We don't got to go back and forth with nobody. We ain't got to go tit for tat.
Yep.
We're gonna handle our business and in silence. So
love it.
Success is the greatest revenge.
Love it, man. Well, thank you for coming on. This is a great episode. As I mentioned before, you were definitely one of the guys that I was looking up to when I was, younger and in middle school and things like that. So this was dope to have you on, finally.
Oh man, I love being on here with you guys, man. Thank you.
And also, bro, I like to see that you're doing other stuff too. Like it ain't just basketball, and that's another thing that we're highlighting too. As us being athletes, we can't let that define us. So I think that's important for us to
exactly, man. Basketball is a great way to so many opportunities. Like I said earlier, I've developed so many relationships, so many friendships of individuals through basketball. And I'm not just talking about, on a small level.
Right.
There's going to be people that you meet through basketball that can really help impact and shape your life.
For real.
So, even if basketball doesn't get you to where you want it to go, you don't make the NBA, you don't go D1, there's a world of opportunity that it's going to bring to you.
Right. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.